just, I mean, Ethan kind of started the offense off for you guys tonight, and then he was able to finish it off there in the 10th. Just talk about what he was able to give you guys tonight.
He's a great player. He's one of my favorite players, something you're probably not supposed to say as a coach, just because he does everything right. It's controllable. Talk about team guy in this age. Gets lost sometimes, and has developed into a really good hitter. And I've judged that in different ways, but you just evaluate the poise when he comes up in big situations, how slow his heartbeat is, and it allows him to come through against a great pitcher like Gabe Gackel, who I think is one of the best relievers in the country, hands down. There's very few guys that when you watch them on video, it pops out like, wow, and that's one of them. And so, great win for our team to beat that combination of pitchers tonight. Again, they've have some good notches under their belt, and to finish it against a pitcher of that caliber is awesome.
You've talked about the list of pitchers y'all have beaten this year, and to add those to the list, I mean, how much confidence should that give your team moving forward?
Yeah, we have it, internally, and we are working hard to be better. Again, like I get the privilege of knowing what goes on inside these walls between game days, between tough loss on the road, margin between winning and losing is small, and we're a couple outs away from being pretty good over these last 5 games against only the best teams in the country, and so we'll just keep working and stay together and win tight games against really good teams. The crowd tonight was phenomenal. I really want to point that out. The people that stayed, the energy, it felt like, I know it wasn't full, it felt like it was full, and it mattered. It really, really mattered when they started walking people, and the clutch hit, and it was the box tonight for sure.
Derek has kind of been fighting it for a week for the first time. Like he's like 1 for 14 or something. And for him to come up in that spot, what does that say about him?
Yeah, he's a stud. Hit the ball hard and low the other way. Nobody's gotten anything off of Jimenez at all at this point either. Thankfully, he didn't pitch tonight the way he did in the regional for Oregon State. Not against us, against Sam Houston. I think he threw like 6 innings, 1 run, something like that. He's had a ridiculous season, and that's what makes them good. It's a great rotation, it's a great pitching staff, and obviously it's a great lineup. Took 3 really good pitchers on our side to slow them down a little bit, and we did just enough for the offense to be able to come back.
On Thursday, you talked a lot about approach and just the importance of those guys sticking to the plan that you guys set out. I obviously you're not going to answer what was the plan, but in terms of like how they executed it and what did they do to execute it better today?
Well, I think again, unless you're in competitive athletics internally, and I'd say in college baseball for a long time, I think I have a unique perspective. Spending my entire life on the West before coming to LSU. Like this deal we're in right now, the only thing I've seen remotely close to it was this deal at the beginning of conference last year, when you're talking about caliber of pitchers and players and teams and pressure they put on you. So, nobody in our league, to my knowledge, who won between Florida and Texas tonight?
Florida.
Okay, so nobody has fewer than 6 losses in the league. And Texas has played remarkable to put themselves in that spot. So I think some of it's baseball. I think some of it's the competition that has led to, maybe not like Jay Johnson offensive team numbers, but I mean the wins, against the quality opponents, that's all there. I think in terms of what they did tonight, we hit some mistakes tonight, and Root didn't make any last week, 0 for 8 innings. But Chris Stanfield, big double. Fry, big double, big homer. We got on the barrel a little bit more tonight. I thought Root kind of settled down a little bit, and I thought we were competing pretty good, and he had about a 6 or 7 hitter run where it's like kind of made us look bad again. But then he had to work through it though, and it got him out of the game in the 6th, and luckily Jimenez was just a little bit off, which he hasn't been all year. And then it was 2 of the best relievers in the country going toe to toe. Like that was pretty sweet. Like that's reminded me of Neely and Cooper in Game 1 of the finals. Is what that reminded me of tonight.
How's Cade's rest?
He's fine. He seemed no problem. He threw the 2 pitches 92 miles an hour when we had him throw the extras. I made a decision that now is too important for us. As you know, he's probably in college baseball the one guy that you can pencil into a big league rotation within 24 months. So it was just the right thing to do. I think he's fine.
If it was like a different situation, say we were like in Omaha, would you just stay in the game, or?
I don't deal in hypotheticals, especially with you guys.
Did you see something from the dugout?
Yeah, I did, and you know, he just kind of kept doing this like that. I mean, we're past the Tommy John thing, so I wasn't worried about that. It was just like a cramp. It was a cramp in his wrist, and like I said, I felt much better after the 2 pitches that he threw, and so we got him right in. Isaac evaluated him and had no concerns of anything, so feel good.
You mentioned Fry. Could you detail some of what has made him so much more than anyone other year?
Attitude is the first thing. So, you know, he comes in here in 23, and I'm biased, but that's like one of the best offenses in college baseball history, you know. Otherwise, he probably would have played. I think I actually started him a couple games, like in the non-conference. And then last year, he really battled through injuries and he couldn't play defense because of the arms. That really limited the opportunities, especially on that team. And I mean, he had surgery as soon as the year was over. And then, you know, I just think the constant work, not from that point, or not from last year to this year, but the constant work over 2.5 years, 3 years is what's led him there. And the attitude of no matter what you need, whenever. You know, one game I didn't play him recently, and I went up to him, explained why, and he's like, "Coach, you don't ever have to tell me. Like, I know you have a great reason behind what you're doing. I'll be ready when you point my number," and he always is. And it's a real. I need 40. Well, what are they giving us? 34 next year, maybe. I need 34 number 16s in this meeting room.
Were you a fan of the video review from the start?
Well, it happened because in the 2016 National Championship game, Cody Raymer was safe at home against Coastal Carolina, which probably cost me a second national championship. So I'm actually right at the center of why instant replay is in college baseball right now. So I'm the hugest fan of all time. I looked at the picture today, actually. I looked at it again today. Not like I'm not over it again.
But I mean, the 2 calls that went your way seemed fairly obvious. I mean,
yeah,
you really need to have it, and sometimes
yeah,
it slows down the game, but in this case, you really.
Yeah, I do the review thing differently, and it's more in the context of the whole game, how it impacts scoring, pitch counts, those types of things. Maybe time, the out safe call thing. It's not just about getting the call changed, you know, for me. And whether that's right or wrong, that's just how we've chosen to do it. And tonight we were fortunate. And I mean, I was so excited about, you know, hey, we just beat Arkansas. Like, I turned around and I was like, I looked at my wife, I go like, he was safe, right? She's like, I don't know, you know. And then I asked Gavin Gidry, he's like, oh, coach, he was safe. Yeah.
Do you have to have a conversation with Calvin after College Station, those 2 games, or just?
No, I mean, I sat with them in the dugout, and Gavin, we just sat there and talked, and it was more just like, hey man, I love you no matter what. Like, that dude's All-American, you know. So there you go. There's my pitch for when you guys have those meetings, you know. I think there's, you know, better pro prospects. You know, there's more electric stuff. There's nobody been more valuable to a college baseball team, you know, being 39 and 11 than Zach. And, you know, like, it's at the same vein as Ethan. Like, you know, lucky me to get to coach a pitcher that's that good, that's that good a person.
The last time you guys played, the clutch moment went the other way, but tonight it goes your way. Can you just talk about sort of the resolve and kind of what it takes?
Yeah, you know, I mean, everybody kind of looked at me like, you know, oh, how are you going to get them back? And it's like, you know what? I walked into the locker room and I said, hey, we need to play offense just a little bit better. I'm proud of the effort that we gave in College Station. Like, we almost, and they're loaded. I mean, they can win it all. And we didn't play great. And we were this close to winning 2 out of 3 on the road in our league. So what am I going to do? Like, yell at them and tell them they're soft? And no, it's like, hey man, eyes up. Let's get on the bus. We'll stop at Buc-ee's like we're in 12-year-old All-Stars, you know, and get on.
So good, though.
Get on the road and get home and get ready for the Razorbacks, who's, you know, pretty good.
Coach, going back to Fry, I thought his approach at the plate was outstanding, especially in his third at bat, even though he didn't get on base. What'd you
Yeah.
kind of think from him today, and how's he, kind of changed his approach going into the series?
Yeah, I don't think he's changed anything. He was really good last weekend. He was the one guy that, I pushed him up in the lineup as far as I could to get him up as many times as I could. Same thing we did with Jared, and it actually won us the one game that we won. It was only 2-1, but it was 2 doubles by those guys and a safety squeeze, and then a great pitching performance. So I thought he was awesome last weekend. He was awesome this weekend, and he's used his experience well, and that's something we talk about all the time. It's like, we've played in 6 championship games since I've been here. We've got guys that have been in the program for 3 years. We're part of the national championship team. Even though you only had 27 at bats, can you use that experience well? So when you're up in the 9th inning against Arkansas, when it's your time, you can slow the game down, get Gackle elevated just enough, stay on the ball to get through it enough, to get it just deep enough, so that Big Bear, can go Pete Rose into home and score.
Did you ever consider pinch running for Bear in that situation?
No. It's the old Terry Francona, David Ortiz, 2004. You don't pinch run, for your guy when you're into an extra inning game. And he's faster than you think. He's actually mad at me. He had a perfect stolen base record until we did some delays, steal and stops, where it was his job to get out so the runner at third could score. So he's mad at me for that. So he's faster than you think, and thank God Coach Kelly didn't find that out, because he would have been playing tight end or something.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, see you later today.